What do you get when you cross a song decrying the excess representation of wealth in hip-hop, rap, and pop music videos with a frick ton of money? Well, you get Royals by Lorde. Hey everybody, I'm Clifford Stummy, the pop song professor. Welcome to my channel where we make English class awesome by explaining and sometimes roasting songs on weekdays. Today we are talking about Royals by Lorde, and I've uploaded a video explaining this before, but it was a long time ago and I did it really poorly and hardly anybody watched it, so I thought I could get away with this, particularly because Royals is one of my favorite songs and Lorde is one of my favorite artists for deep, interesting lyrics. And so I wanted to go back over the song again and talk a little bit more with a little bit more research and a little bit more thought-provoking truth bombs. Nah, I just needed an excuse to talk about this song because it is more relevant now than ever. And for this one, rather than talking about quotes from Lorde where she talks about the creation of it or the meaning of the lyrics or something like that, I want to start by going through the lyrics first. So we have verse 1. I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address. In a torn up town, no postcode envy. She's not from a super fancy rich neighborhood, and most of the wealth that she comes into contact with, she's seen on TV. You get into the pre-chorus, and she says that every song's like gold teeth, gray goose, stripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel rooms. We don't care, we're driving Cadillacs in our dreams. But everybody's like crystal, Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care, we aren't caught up in your love affair. When she says every song's like and everybody's like, she's talking about artists who create these extravagant music videos about having just tons of money and being able to do crazy wealthy things like have a tiger on a gold leash in their music video, or how they're always showing off their gold teeth or their super fancy vodka or just the crazy lifestyles that they're living. Now, Lorde does say we don't care, we're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, and she's pointing to the fact that her lifestyle is so far removed from anything like that the only contact that she ever used to come into with that kind of stuff was through these music videos. But it all seems so removed that she doesn't care about these songs because they don't seem true to her life at all. Driving Cadillacs in our dreams could mean that she's dreaming of one day doing that, or just being happy dreaming about it without having to live that. Then you get into the chorus, and we'll never be royals, it don't run in our blood. That kind of lux just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler, you can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy. So there are hints at the end there that maybe she does fantasize about living that kind of life, but it seems to be just a fantasy. She's not actually actively trying to work towards that. She's trying to live and enjoy the life that she has. It don't run in our blood. That kind of lux just ain't for us. And when she calls herself Queen Bee, that's a self-given nickname, and it just seems to be a reference to her social standing in her peer group, as she and her friends go after that different kind of buzz. And that different kind of buzz is described in verse 2. My friends and I, we've cracked the code. We count our dollars on the train to the party, so they're not wealthy. And everyone who knows us knows that we're fine with this. We didn't come from money. So they enjoy the social life and the times together. It's not about the money. And in the bridge, she talks directly to the music industry, and she says we're bigger than we ever dreamed, so they don't need the money to be big. And then later, life is great without a care. We aren't caught up in your love affair with money. We have other things that we're thinking about. So apparently it only took Lorde 30 minutes to write the lyrics for the song, and then she went and worked with a producer to put music to it. But that's incredible. 30 minutes to write this like enormous song with like a big, deep meaning. I think that's super cool. And the reason that Lorde is able to do that is because she writes where she's at. I think she has a very clear picture of who she is and the immediate things that she's related to, and she doesn't try to write about something bigger than herself. She writes about her personal experience, and so she doesn't need hours and hours and hours to be able to do that. She just simply, clearly, and concisely says what's on her mind about her life. And who's a better expert on her life than her? She says this: I was definitely poking fun at a lot of things that people take to be normal. I was listening to a lot of hip hop, and I kind of started to realize that to be cool in hip hop, you have to have that sort of car and drink that sort of vodka and have that sort of watch. And I was like, I've literally never seen one of those watches in my entire life. And she continues, when I wrote Royals, I was listening to a lot of rap, but also a lot of Lana Del Rey tracks. Not least because she's obviously very influenced by the hip hop genre, but by noticing all those references to expensive drinks, beautiful clothes, and beautiful cars. I thought, this is very opulent, but it's also silly. And later she says it's about all of this ridiculous and fanciful opulence that's everywhere. Lana Del Rey is always singing about being in the Hamptons or driving her Bugatti Veyron or whatever. And at the time, me and my friends were at some house party worrying how to get home because we couldn't afford a cab. This is our reality. If I write songs about anything else, then I'm not writing anything that's real. And I think that's a really good tip for you songwriters. You need to write about your experience and your reality because you don't know the other realities. And whose story better to tell than your own? So essentially what Royals comes down to is it's a critique and a satire of the music industry around it. It is very ironic that it did incredibly well and helped to make her very wealthy, but that doesn't take away from the message. And that puts it up with other songs like Thrift Shop or Gangnam Style or Prima Donna Girl, and this critique of pop music while being pop music. Kind of like storming the castle, but from within the castle. And I couldn't love it more, because if there's anything that I love more than pop music, it's critiquing pop music. Two last things. One, she got the name Royals obviously partially from talking about aristocracy or people who are on top, but she also saw a picture of a Kansas City Royals baseball player, George Brett, with the word Royals across his chest for his jersey, being surrounded by fans like pushing baseballs at him, trying to get him to sign them. And then second, if we're gonna talk about this contrast between hip hop music videos and Lorde song Royals, look at her music video. In a way, it is the least interesting music video that you could possibly imagine, because it's basically just a couple of teenage guys doing normal things. Shaving their hairs, boxing in their living room, laying in bed. That's what Lorde is saying is most people's reality, and so it's a sharp contrast to what music videos usually look like. Oh, one more thing. A lot of people did remixes of the song Royals as part of like a promotional push, and T-Pain was one of those. Obviously somebody super deep in the hip hop and look at me, I'm so cool and I have a ton of money world, but he remixed the lyrics as well, and he came up with this. Seems like yesterday we was drinking Crown Royal, we ain't really give a F, now they try to hate on us, and I just party on my bus. Let me see you get loose, girl. And in the pre-chorus, we don't care, started from the bottom, now we're here. It's like the exact opposite. All subtlety was lost on T-Pain. Anyway, that's all. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for checking out this video. Suggest another Lorde song for me to explain down below. Check out these videos, and I'll talk to you later.